like they're not shining. Her hair falls perfectly without her trying. She's so beautiful, and I tell her every day. Yeah, I know, when I compliment her, she won't believe me. And it's so sad to think that she don't see what I see. But every time she asks me, do I look okay, I say, when I see your face, there's not a thing that I would change. 'Cause you're amazing, just the way you are.
Okay guys, so I'm back with a video. My plan is to load videos at least once a week just to talk about what I've been experiencing and things like that. So I'll try to stay on topic. Here's my little book. I do suggest, keeping a journal. This is my journal. I've been writing here since I actually made the decision, or since I found Pompeii surgical. So I wrote everything down, all my thoughts, all my issues and everything like that. And I think this will be something really special to look back on, after I meet goal and stuff like that. So today, I'm just gonna go over like a couple of things that I think I missed on the last video about the trip and whatnot. So like what I packed and whatnot. Then I'll talk about like the first days back home and how I felt, and if I was hungry, if I was sick, if I was weak. Some people went through diarrhea, constipation, stuff like that. How important it is to drink, who I told, and stuff like that. So anyway, just to not waste too much more of your time, I'll get into it, okay? Give me a minute, because I think I need to change locations. I don't really like the lighting in here, so give me a minute. I'll be right back. Okay, so I guess it's a little bit better. Anyway, so I guess I'll just start by going off what I packed for the trip. So I packed super light. I had a backpack that just had like 2 or 3 little maxi dresses in it because I know I didn't want anything restricting my stomach. I packed an extension cord because even though there is a plug by, kind of close to the nightstand that's by your bed at the facility, my charger cord is short, so I packed the extension cord for convenience. Of course, don't forget your birth certificate and your ID or your passport. It just depends on whichever one you're using. I didn't have a passport. I had birth certificate and ID, had absolutely no problems. You just make sure it's not a copy of your birth certificate. It has to be the actual birth certificate. There was a guy with us, he and his wife, he didn't have his birth certificate, but he had like a record of birth with his footprints on it, and they didn't give him any issues either, but I would suggest definitely at least having the birth certificate because we were all kind of nervous that maybe they wouldn't let him back in with just the record of birth. But it's the way he worded it when the guy was like, do you have your birth certificate in there? He was like, no, I have a record of birth. And so it ended up working out fine, but I would suggest definitely having your original birth certificate and your ID, your driver's license. So I had that packed. I had like my, of course, my cell phone charger. I actually had my work laptop with me because of the type of work I do. Sometimes they need us to log in like immediately, and I felt like if I felt like it after surgery, I would, look into some stuff. So I had that with me. And I had like 1 pair of sandals, underwear, and that was it. Some people say they take their heating pad or whatever, but I didn't feel the need for one. So I mean, I guess it's just completely up to you. And make sure you bring your flash drive. Pompeii will record the surgery for you, put it on your flash drive, so you'll have your surgery video, and you also get sent back home with your x-ray of your new stomach. So if you want to sit back and watch your surgery when you get home, definitely bring a flash drive. I actually forgot my flash drive, but when I got there, the guy asked me, he was like, do you have your flash drive to record your surgery? the translator, and I was like, no, I forgot. And they were nice enough. He was like, well, I'm going to the store in a little bit. I can pick you up one. And I gave him like $10, and he brought me back my change in pesos. and I had my flash drive, so that was really nice of him too. But other than that, I packed, like I said, really, really light. All I had with me was a backpack and my laptop bag. I felt like there was no need for me to take all this stuff, like just take a bunch of unnecessary stuff with me when I knew I wouldn't be able to really tote a heavy bag or whatever. If y'all see me looking up, it's because it is storming like crazy outside. If I want to look. I was supposed to flip the camera, but it didn't. Hold on, I'm gonna try it again. I don't know how to flip it. Anyway, I guess it's not gonna flip, but I'll show you. It is storming super bad outside. It's really nice though. I love storms. Anyway, that's completely off subject. Sorry, I'm scatterbrained like that. Anyway, so back to what I was going over. So anyway, after the surgery, after the plane ride back home, first day back home, how I felt. I felt sleeved. I felt really good though. I wasn't in any pain. I did have, so that you're gonna experience this this kind of like a stomach spasm. It's like every maybe 30 minutes to an hour, you get this feeling like it's like a really, 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 really bad hunger pain combined with heartburn, and it just bubbles in your stomach, and it's like it stretches and then it goes back down, and it does it ever so often, and it's kind of painful, you know. But what they told me was that that's gas, which I figured that's what it was. But they send you home with medicines. So they send you home with your antacid, your which is a gel form for the first couple of days after surgery, because you can't really swallow pills. And they send you home with your antibiotic, which is a liquid that you have to mix up, and pain pills. And then they send you home with like 2 Imodiums, just like for diarrhea and stuff. Definitely take the antacid, because every time I had those stomach spasms, it helped with it. But you're only supposed to take like 5 milliliters, which is like half of the gel packet, every 6 hours. And then after 7 days, you can start on taking the pill, the capsule, and that helped tremendously, because my spasms were starting to go away a little bit, but then they came back at night. So I would be having the spasms in my sleep at night, and I would wake up like you know, that little weird feeling. But I figured, I was like, okay, well, I will take that antacid before bed, and it helped a lot. Now 11 days post-op, I don't have the spasms unless I'm hungry. If when I say hungry, I'll get to that. But I only have a spasm if I'm really, really empty, like I haven't drank or eaten anything in a while. That lightning is really something. So, but anyway, so the first day back, I just felt, I had like a really good energy when I came home. I wasn't really, I don't know. I guess it was the excitement of having the surgery and excited about what's to come. So, being hungry, I was not hungry for like 5 days after surgery. So 5 days post-op was the first time I felt like, I could eat something. So here's the thing. When they say it's a mental thing, it really is. Because I wasn't hungry, but a part of me was like, I want to eat. I want to chew something. And that was just the fat girl in me, like, you're supposed to be eating, girl. What are you doing? You're not feeding me. But physically, I really wasn't hungry. It was just my mindset saying, you need to eat something. You haven't eaten in weeks, type thing. Now, some people, like myself included, chew and then spit the food out. And I did that. Like 6 days post-op, I was like, I want to chew something. So I chewed like I forgot what it was, like a piece of chicken. Then I chewed something else. I can't remember, but I chewed it, spit it right back out. It didn't harm anything. Definitely do not swallow. Definitely. Oh my God, I am nervous. That just scared the shit out of me. I don't know if y'all heard that, but that just scared me. Anyway, but yeah, back to that. I wouldn't suggest doing it, but it's a mental thing and it helped. It did. It made me feel like I ate something. Even I just chewed it and I spit it out and felt like I had eaten. I don't know. So, but here's the thing. So you're not hungry, but in your head you think I need to eat something, or I so miss chewing. I think it was more missing chewing because I've been, eating broth and applesauce and all that stuff you can swallow. So I miss chewing something, and so I would chew and spit it out. But my suggestion and what really worked for me, because some people find it really hard to get liquids down. And in the very beginning, like fresh out of surgery, like my maybe three days post-op, it was hard for me to drink too, but I forced it. I would force it, not drinking fast or anything like that. I just kept sipping. It's because when it goes down, it's like, because you're trying to get used to that new feeling. It's a very new feeling, but it's not painful unless you drink really fast or take big gulps. You have to sip. Their suggestion is don't use straws, but the straw helped me sip, if that makes sense. Like some people get a straw and they suck and gulp and gulp. Well, with me, I get my straw and I'm like, got one sip in, I don't know, it helped me. But they say not to use a straw, but I guess this is what works for you. But definitely don't gulp, don't drink too fast, because when you do it, you will feel it and you will never do it again. But it's very important to drink constantly. Some people don't like water as it is. I love water. I'm always drinking water anyway, so it wasn't hard for me to, always have water or something around. But drinking constantly helped me to get used to the feeling, and I could tell when, it was air going down or whatever. So I think you just wanted to be in the video. But anyway, drink constantly. That's rule number one for me. And as you will find that it helps when it comes time for you to switch from your liquid stage to your puree stage. It won't be so hard to keep things down. That's just me and my suggestion. But just to answer the question, was I hungry? No. Did I think I was hungry, or did I think I was supposed to be hungry? Yes. Did I chew and spit out food? Yes. Only a couple of times, just to, I don't know. So that's that. Was I sick? No, not at all. I have yet to puke since surgery. I have not gotten sick, and I think it's because, like I said, once again, I drink constantly. I'm drinking Gatorade, Powerade, water with Crystal Light, just regular water, whatever. Some people say they can't, water sits heavy for them or whatever. Nicholas, get out of my kitchen. Ow! Sorry. Anyway, some people say the water sits heavy for them. It didn't for me because, like I said, I drank a lot of water prior to surgery. But if it does, adding Crystal Light or any type of flavor to your water helps. But no, I've never gotten sick. I have yet to puke or feel like I'm gonna puke or anything like that. I've been good. Weakness. Yes, I was tired. Sometimes, like, the thing with your new stomach is some days you'll feel like, oh, I want applesauce and yogurt, and you're only going to eat a little bit at a time, whatever whenever you are eating. It's only going to be a little bit at a time. And then other days you're like, I don't want nothing. I just want some water. I just want some, drink. And those are the days to take advantage of, because get your protein drinks in and your water. Like, you're supposed to do this every day anyway. And some days you'll find it harder to stomach a protein shake. And other days, on the days where you just feel like liquids, it's like that protein shake is heaven. So it's just one of those things you kind of have to play with. Diarrhea and constipation. I had absolutely no constipation. I've been going really, really good since surgery. I dealt with constipation before surgery. After surgery, it's total opposite. It's like it's just, could you slow down back there? I haven't taken an Imodium or anything. I just felt like, hey, I'm clearing my system out. I don't, yeah, I don't need the pins or anything, but some days it just really flows back there. But if you find yourself having like a lot of diarrhea after surgery, definitely take the Imodium or whatever. If you find yourself constipated, Miralax and milk of magnesia is what I heard works best for everybody else. I have not had any issues in that department, except for, I take that back, right after surgery, after the barium swallow, the leak test, the third leak test that they give you, I had diarrhea. Yeah, I had diarrhea. I almost felt like I needed some Depends, but I think I made it through. I just stayed on the toilet for like an hour or two at a time until it went away. And that was at the facility. At the facility. But yeah. So that's pretty much what's been going on. The first week back was just trying to get used to the feeling. Like I said, because you're used to feeling full here. After the surgery, you feel full here. And it's like, where is my stomach? So I think it was because your stomach's so big before surgery, it hangs down here. And then after surgery, they cut it. So I'm not sure what happened. My video cut out. The storm stopped. So I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway. But was I sick? This position is a little bit better. Okay, was I sick? After the initial puke that I told you guys about in my first video, I haven't puked since. After the first 4 or 5 hours after surgery, that's the only time I puked. After that, since I've been home, 11 days post-op, I have not puked again. Haven't even felt nauseated, anything. The closest I felt to maybe feeling like something was going on in my stomach was just, I had, I think I drank a little bit too close to trying to eat some of my puree. Anyway, kids. But, no, I have not been sick. Some people say they get nauseous. As they're introducing things to their diet, they get nauseous from it, or maybe eating too fast or whatever. So because I don't like throwing up, I absolutely hate it. I make sure I eat very slowly. I chew my food to oblivion. I chew my food to like liquid. Really chew it to a liquid stage. I'm so serious. Like I chew maybe about 50 to 100 bites. Because I just don't want to get sick. So, and that's been working for me so far. As far as who I told, let's talk about that. I ain't tell nobody in my family. Nobody in my family knows. Because I have one of the most closed-minded, judgmental, negative families in America. If I told them that I had a surgery in Mexico, I would be the dumbest person in the family. Although I would probably be the smallest, one of the smallest persons in my immediate family. But I would still be the dumbest to them, and it would something's gonna happen. And also, because I like to keep a positive surrounding and positive thoughts, I ain't tell them shit, nothing. They won't know. They just won't know I lost weight, and they're gonna be like, "Well, what are you doing?" I'm gonna just be like, eating less. I don't think I'm ever gonna tell them. That's just that, I did tell my coworkers. I told a lot of my coworkers. Most of them have been knowing that I've been wanting the surgery forever. And believe it or not, sometimes strangers and people that you don't really know that well are your best supporters. And that's been my case. They have been really helpful, Have a lady, that I work with. She offers to get me water all the time. My boss, she kind of tells me about her experience. She went to Mexico as well, and she just gives me tips and stuff or whatever. You know, so that's my support system right now. That as well as my the group, the Facebook group, is my only support system, and I'm cool with that. This right here, this outlet is a way for me to just talk about it. You know, so I mean, I'm fine. As far as family needing to know, they don't need to know. So let's see. I'm trying to be sure I don't leave off anything that I wanted to talk about. I don't want the video to be just extra long. Sometimes I feel like I'm just talking. One of the things I did want to talk about is coping with not eating. Like I said, you don't get hungry, right? But you feel like you're supposed to be hungry, and then you just miss chewing. You know, you just miss eating. And that's a part of the mental thing, which is why some here in the States, they have you undergo like a psychological eval. You know, you have to be prepared for this surgery because it doesn't take away your thoughts. It doesn't take away the fact that, you know, you love burritos and I love fajitas, you know, so it doesn't take away the fact that I think about fajitas sometimes. But you want to know the good part about it is I think about that fajita, but when I think about it going down, I'm like, oh, hell no, you know? But it doesn't take away the fact that I may want to chew on some fajita meat and spit it out. But I don't. And when I say chew and spit, I'm not encouraging nobody to chew and spit. I'm just saying what worked for me psychologically. You know, I tricked myself to thinking that I chewed on something. And I only did it, like I said, a couple of times. After that, it was fine. But coping with that, I had like maybe 2 or 3 nights so far since I've been home where I just laid in the bed and I didn't cry. I was just really, I don't know. I was depressed. I got kind of depressed. I was like, man, you know, I'm so used to laying in the bed right now. I'll be eating some popcorn and watching this movie, but instead I gotta drink this water, or, you know. And when I find myself thinking like that, I quickly snap out of it. I start writing, or I go to sleep, you know. That helps. Going to sleep helps a lot. Just so y'all know, that's a way to cope. Go to sleep. So yeah, it's a different ball game when it comes to just liking to eat. You know, a lot of us have gotten to this size because we like to eat, or because food has become our comfort. And it's hard trying to find another comfort or another outlet when food is usually that outlet. And I think that's one of the most difficult parts mentally, is finding something else that you like, you know? So far, I mean, I love hair and nails and makeup and stuff like that. So that's what I'm starting to really focus my energy into. And it helps. It really does. And yeah. So as far as my stats, and I will try and post the side-by-side. First side-by-side, I cried this morning because I was like, wow, you know I lost 31 pounds and I felt like you couldn't really see it, but the inches that have come off in the last 23 days it really amazed me, and it makes me feel like this is going to really work for me. So I'll try and remember to post that picture at the end of the video. But my stats, I am 5'9". My highest weight was 419. My surgery weight was 407. My current weight is 388. 23 days. I feel confident in this thing now, and I've always been confident in it because I've seen results from real people, you know. So I've always been confident in it, but to see it actually working so fast, and I haven't even really started a workout regimen yet. I walk as much as I possibly can. Like even when I go to the grocery store, I park far out so I can walk. I walk around the grocery store, you know. This morning I walked my dog for about 15-20 minutes, me and my son, and so that's what I'm going to start doing. And then eventually hopefully I can start swimming while I still got a little bit of time. I wanted to swim today, but that beautiful storm that we just witnessed, the pool it's probably still open, but I don't know, I may go. It's not hot outside anymore either. It's like the temperature dropped. It was like 97 degrees and it's like 79 degrees now, and I don't want to be cold swimming. But and Oh, to talk about that really quick, my stitches. They send you home. They use nylon stitches at Pompeii. I was nervous about them getting embedded or getting infected, and nothing happened. It was fine. I took them out day before yesterday, and I did it myself. I just got tweezers. I got those really skinny cuticle tip scissors. Yeah, bring those to me. He's listening. I used these, right? Really thin tip scissors, really sharp, and some regular tweezers, and pulled them up and clipped, at the little knot and pulled them out. And the stitches, the incisions look fine. They feel fine or whatever. So I know I'm close. I'm just thinking, if I could go to the pool yet. I may ask Dr. Q. Speaking of Dr. Q, getting on this, he inboxed me on Facebook yesterday, asked me how I was doing. We chatted, and he, cracked a couple of jokes, and then he was like, "Is there anything in the world that I can do for you?" I felt like that was awesome. I love doctors who are people. You have some doctors that feel like they're gods and you're beneath them and they don't have to associate with you unless you're talking about money. Definitely not the case with this surgeon, and that makes me feel blessed to know that I can reach out to him at any time with any of my questions. There was also a lady in the group that posted about some complications she's having, her gallbladder. She had the surgery, but they say gallstones and gallbladder issues after the surgery are common. So she ended up with gallstones, but she's having to wait for a week before they remove them, even though she needs the surgery right now. For some reason, I can't remember what it was, but Dr. Quinones, he commented on that post and he was like, that's horrible. I really wish doctors would put people first for a change instead of money. He was like, if you were some, hospital administrator's wife, you wouldn't be waiting a week for that surgery. And that made a lot of sense. And it just made everybody just love Pompeii even more. They really care about their patients. So that's all I have for today. I will come back, post next week or in a couple of days or whatever, and just talk about some other personal things. Maybe just go over the things that have really stood out from the procedure, like things I wish I would have known prior or whatever. So stay tuned for that. And as always, I appreciate you guys watching. If like, subscribe, comment, any questions, whatever you want me to talk about, let me know. Because right now I'm just kind of going off a whim. Like I said, I'm just getting the hang of this YouTube thing. So whatever you need me to talk about, questions or whatever, let me know. All right. So thank you. See you guys later.